Hi, so yeah, I'm Ike, and today I'm gonna be talking about this. Essentially, today I'm gonna not try to talk at you too much, but probably that's what's gonna happen. And then we're just gonna look at statistics and look at the importance of STEM and how you can get into it. So the first thing is I need 3 volunteers. I don't know if you guys still have scissors in your pencil cases, but you would need those. Michelle, oh, I'm not meant to pick my favorites, am I? Do you want to come up? Yes, please. Thank you. Do you want to come up? And third person, do you want to come up? Okay. Okay, so what you guys are going to do for me is you're all going to get, oh, to be fair, we only need 1 pair. Do you guys want to come over? So what you guys are going to do for me is you're going to make me a cylinder, and then I've got tape. You're going to use tape and just use that to make it a cylinder. Okay, you guys are going to make me a triangular-faced prism. So that's good. Yeah, a triangle. Yeah. So you're just going to fold that. Does that make sense? So like, you would be folding it, rolling it around into a cylinder, and then do you want to make me a square-based one? Is that okay? Yeah? So while I do my introduction, I'm just going to let you guys do that for me. And we're going to test which one can hold the most books. Okay? So I'm going to get your guesses later. But while they're doing that, I'm going to tell you guys a bit about myself. So my name's Ike. I am a 3rd-year mechanical engineering student at the University of Nottingham. Why did I choose engineering? It's a little bit of a funny story to me, anyway. But when I was a kid and I was 12 years old, we used to have like these DVD players. I don't know if you guys remember them or if I'm just old, but we used to have these players that we used to use to watch movies, and ours was broken for like ages. And I wanted to watch, I think it was Penguins of Madagascar. So it was just kind of there, and I started kicking it and banging it, and eventually it started working, and that's why I decided to do engineering, long story short. But yeah, it was kind of that love of physics and maths in school that kind of made me want to go down that road and pick my A-level choices, which my brother was bragging about earlier, which was I chose to do maths, further maths, physics, and DT, and that kind of put me down the engineering route. What do I want to do with my degree in the future? Well, right now, I'm looking at going into medical engineering, so like pacemakers and machines that people can use in hospitals to help healthcare get better, and any interesting projects. So this weird thing on the bottom, what does it look like it is? Yeah, go on.
It looks like a thingy.
So essentially, that's what it is to me. I do have an idea. But when I first saw this, I was a bit like, what the heck is this? But I'm currently building another one of these. So this is what we call a CubeSat magnetorquer. So it goes into a satellite and essentially helps the satellite to rotate on its axis. And I think it's really cool because it might actually go into space one day. And yeah, so that is what I'm doing now. And that's just a little bit about me. Okay, I'm going to give everyone a couple more minutes just to work on their devices. Is that it? Yeah? A mechanical keyboard. I actually haven't. Have you? You're going to? That's really interesting. Let me know when you do it. I want to see. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is equality versus equity. So I was going to ask what's the difference, but it's on the board. So equality is giving everyone the same opportunities, and equity is realizing that not everyone starts off in the same place, and therefore giving everyone the opportunities that they need to get to the same place. And so whilst everyone has the same access to education now, it is also important to remember that women have always kind of been steered away from careers in STEM. And so my hope in this talk is to kind of show you guys more opportunities and places where you can get more guidance and experience. A quote that I really liked was, "Equality is leaving the door open for anyone who has the means to approach it. Equity is ensuring there is a pathway to that door for those who need it." So if I ask you guys a question, if I had 100 people, about how many of those people do you think, so it's 100 STEM students, how many of those would you think is a female? out of 100? Guesses. Someone give me guesses. Yeah, go on. 30. Do you want to guess? 30. Anyone else? 8. Wow, you really don't Wow. Yeah? 32. That's the closest guess we have so far. So, out of 100, only 35 students are STEM students. And most of them tend to go for more of the theoretical sides of STEM. So I actually haven't asked this, but who knows what STEM stands for, just so everyone's on the same page? Yeah?
Science, I don't know the T, engineering, math.
Perfect. Who knows the T, yeah? Technology. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So that includes everything from physics, chemistry, mathematical sciences, engineering, obviously, and then, what was the M? Maths, yeah, sorry. Okay, so according to UCAS, in 2017, that says from 2019 to 2019, but it's meant to say from 2017 to 2019, but it's gone up. So we've had about 2,000 more people signing on to do, 2,000 more women signing on to do STEM subjects in the UK. But really and truly, this is kind of more in the theoretical as opposed to the applied sides, such as engineering and computer technology. So hopefully, we'll be able to get that up. So why is STEM so important? So STEM subjects study science and use those studies to kind of change the world. Now I'm going to mention Moore's law, and this is going to sound like gibberish to everyone because it sounded like gibberish to me the first time I read it. But it says the observation that the number of transistors on a microchip will double every 2 years. Now I know that doesn't really make any sense to most people, but essentially what's that saying is that microchips and microprocessors are getting more and more powerful. And so what we can do with computers is getting more and more advanced. So that is just something interesting that I learned in one of my modules. And that is kind of the robot takeover, essentially, as far as I'm concerned. So STEM subjects are really important because they cultivate many hard and soft skills that can prepare you for your career in any industry. So that is technical skills, using advanced technology, open-mindedness and team-working skills, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, social awareness, and most importantly, resilience, because it is not easy at all. STEM professionals tackle many of the world's most pressing issues, such as sustainability and climate change, healthcare, and economic and social progression. And on that, it looks like a couple of our people are done. Do you guys need a couple more minutes? Pardon? Yours has failed miserably.
I'm done.
You're done. Yours looks really good. Should I give you guys a couple more minutes? Yeah? Okay, cool. So now I just wanted to show you guys some examples of where STEM can take us in the future, because STEM is important now, but it's only going to get more and more important in the future. So the first picture here, this is a Axis medical robot concept, which addresses challenges such as automation, surgical navigation, real-time sensing and visualization, developing technologies critical to the success of your next surgical platform. So as we kind of are advancing as a human race, we're getting more into automation, so using less of the human factor. So this would just generally mean that there's less error, less room for human error in surgeries, like when they leave a needle in your body. The next one is smart implants, so using antennas, wireless power technology with advanced AI and computing to enable new therapeutic areas. So that's just kind of making headways in terms of implants. The next one is 3D printed houses. So this can take as little as 5 to 7 days to print the concrete parts. Houses can last a minimum of 100 years. And it dramatically decreases the interaction during construction, and the quality and control systems can ensure all houses meet building regulations. This is really important because it can make building houses easier, especially in less economically developed countries. And it can also ensure that when houses are built, they are meeting regulations and that there's less, it takes a lot less time, more affordable. And so those are 3D printed houses. And then artificial intelligence. I'm sure that most people know about certain tools on the internet, which teachers are not going to allow me to name, that can help you with a lot of things, make revision a lot easier. but essentially it's going to eradicate most of the low-skilled workforce that we currently need, such as waiters and different jobs that don't necessarily require much studying to do. So that is going to take over that aspect. Okay, are you guys done?
Yes.
Are we ready? Okay, so whose is this one? Mine. This is yours, okay. Oh? Yeah, it's a bit wonky. Do you want to cut off a little bit here? Should I cut off a little bit here just to make it stand up? Ooh. Okay, what's your device?
It's a cylinder.
Okay, and how many books do you think it's going to hold?
Probably like one.
Probably like one. Would you like to come and do the honors?
Okay.
Okay. Grab a book and put it on top. Ooh, okay. Well done. Another one. Okay, guys. 1, 2. That was 6 books. Well done. Okay, well done. Everyone give her a round of applause. Okay. What is your name?
I'm Harry.
Hi, Harry. It's nice to meet you, Harry. Let's see how your design is going to fare with our books.
I made 2.
You made 2. Okie dokie. Okay. Should I stretch them apart a bit more, or do you want them like that? Yeah? Okay. Are we ready? Do you want to do the honors? There you go. Okay. 1, 2. Ooh. 3. 4. 5. Well done, Harry. Okay, you got 5. Well done. Do you want to go take a seat? Thank you so much. Okay, is this your one?
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honors? What's your name?
Faye.
Hi, Faye. It's nice to meet you, Faye. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done, and it's still there. Well done. Would you like to take a seat for me?
My name is Polina. To be honest, I'd forgotten that we had to put books on them.
Do you want to try and put a book on it?
No.
No? Okay.
It's, my estimate is none. I was correct. Yeah.
Well done, guys. So as we can see, the cylinder was the one that had the most. Who can tell me why? Can anyone give me a guess, yeah?
Because the weight is distributed evenly across all the things.
Perfect. Even me, I didn't know that. I had to look it up this morning. So well done. Everyone give them a round of applause. So yeah, that is why, because it doesn't have any corners, and corners are particularly where stress tends to build up. So it kind of distributes the weight evenly. So well done, guys. Okay, so why do we need more women? Well, why not? Okay, in a lot of ways, we can do everything a man can do, but we're a bit more mature. So when we have more diversity in a team, that means we have different perspectives. So a lot of women, a lot of men, no matter what your gender might be, we kind of all have different life experiences. And it's important to kind of bring all of those life experiences that we have into solving problems. So when we have more diversity, we create more creative solutions to problems. Women are more than capable to do exactly the same thing everyone does. And don't forget the payday, because engineering jobs don't pay a little bit, they pay quite a lot. But technological advancements require highly skilled professionals. But with all of this makes it look like, okay, cool, we need more women, but why aren't women coming? So women are less likely to go into STEM because, so according to Forbes, 72% of girls say that they want to have a job that directly helped the world, but only 37 viewed STEM, a career in STEM as a way to do this. And I think that there is a gap in perception and a lack of information about what a STEM career could entail. There's a lack of role models, and I also think there's a lack of TV shows. I think the only TV show that we have that has an engineer is Big Bang Theory, and that was great. And so I think we need more of them because we've overdone doctors now. But yeah, boys can help too. Just like when you see a female friend wanting to go into STEM, when you see somebody wanting, like, that has strengths in maths and physics and enjoys sciences, encourage them as well. Don't make little remarks about women that I've heard quite a few times from people. But yeah, so the next thing is, where are the opportunities? So we've kind of talked about why women aren't going into STEM, why they should go into STEM, why STEM is important, but where are the opportunities? These opportunities don't just apply to women. There's also ones here for guys as well. So I actually did a aeronautical engineering course with Small Piece back when I was 15, so you can start looking at these now. But essentially they took us to RAF Leeming, which is a site where they have all of their jets and stuff. A hangar, that was what it was. And we got to see them taking apart the Typhoon fighter jet, which was really interesting. I got to go into the cockpit and see a Rolls-Royce engine, so that was really interesting. Also the Royal Institution of Science, I've also done a course with them, and we got to build robots that used color to track where they were going, and then one that went underwater to grab objects. Girls Who Code is a platform that uses a game-based structure to teach you guys how to code. Women for Science is L'Oreal Paris's. It's not something that they've started yet, but it's something that they're starting to work on to kind of get more girls into STEM. And Man Group offer Python one-on-one lessons to help you learn how to code. But really and truly, if you look into any of these, and I'm sure your teachers have access to a lot more, they can kind of show you how you can get involved with STEM. So in summary, STEM careers are extremely impactful, and they are going to revolutionize the world. Even your phones, look at those. 10 years ago, we didn't have iPhones that had Face ID, and now look at us. Also, women are more than capable of having a successful career in STEM, but we need more representation and awareness about STEM careers, and hopefully I've helped to give you guys a bit of an idea of where you can find those opportunities. There are plenty of companies and activities that you can use to get a taste of what STEM is like. And remember that STEM is such a wide umbrella, there is so much to explore. And so with that, I'm going to ask you guys if you have any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone?
I have, yes. So you talked about how fairly early on you were engaging in these opportunities that were available to you, and you subsequently went on and chose to do mechanical engineering at Nottingham. So what was the kind of process that you went through that enabled you to decide what you wanted to study?
So after I fixed my DVD player by bashing it about a bit, I decided to go onto the internet and see which kind of engineering was the highest paid. And after that, I saw it was aeronautical engineering, and I decided that's what I wanted to be. And up until sixth form, I was screaming from the top of every mountain, I am going to be an aeronautical engineer. And then I got to sixth form, and I looked at what being an aeronautical engineer actually was, and I said, I do not want to be an aeronautical engineer, simply because it was a lot more theory in the actual degree than I would have wanted to do. I wanted to do something that was more hands-on and more practical. And so that kind of put me on the path of product design or mechanical engineering. And I chose mechanical engineering because I thought that it kind of opened up to more opportunities. But with that, like having an education in STEM, it means that I can go into any industry essentially that I want. I mean, I can't become a doctor. I don't think you would trust me with your lives. But it means I can go into, if I wanted to become a project manager, I can do that. If I wanted to become a teacher, I can do that. If I wanted to go into finance, I could do that. Just because of how intensive the course is and how it builds us as people. Yes?
What
projects have you undertaken at university so far?
So yeah, there was the CubeSat Magna Talker that I showed in the beginning. That's the first project, because of COVID, that we've actually been able to build. But I have put together something called a trassel. And I'm going to try and say the name, and don't laugh at me if I start to trip on my words. It's called a thrust reverser actuator system lock. And that basically goes into a plane. Let me remember what it does. And it kind of turns on and off the lock that allows the thrust to come out, essentially. So if you don't want it to go backwards, or if you want it to go backwards, or if you want to drive, I think that's what I remember of it. It was quite a long time ago. We built that. We also built testing rigs for something called a Hertz-duration coupling that tested how much force it could take. I think those are all and we also worked on a 3D printer, the bed, the part of it that moves. So we had to design that on SolidWorks as well. So those are the projects that we've gotten to work on. And then next year, or in 2 years' time when I go back for my master's year, I'm going to have a chance to do an individual project. But one other thing, I know I'm talking a lot, but one other thing that I've also gotten involved in is this scheme called OPAD, which is Open Source Assistive Devices. And it's an extracurricular thing where we get to work in a team to build something to help disabled people. So right now we're working on things to go on taps to make them easier to turn for people with problem with grip. So those are the projects that I've worked on. Yes, strange man in the back.
What's the hardest part of your course and what's your favorite part?
The hardest part of my course. I think the hardest part and my favorite part kind of go together because my course is extremely, extremely challenging. But I think being able to go through it and spend time with my course mates and kind of crack it, I think those are my favorite moments in uni, just kind of spending all that time in a library room, just trying to understand stuff that I probably would never want to understand in my life, but getting to that point where you come out of the other end and you understand it and you have a newfound understanding and being able to show people like, yeah, I understand that. That is probably my favorite part. Yes.
In such an intensive course, how do you manage making time for other things and work-life balance?
I think it's definitely been hard. I think with COVID and being locked up in my room, there was definitely a tendency to not do my uni work on time. But as we've kind of come out of that and I've kind of been working in a normal uni environment or a normal uni structure, I think just kind of making sure that you have time for yourself and have really structured days. So I have lectures now 2 days a week. And so I know that those other 3 days, I need to actually know what I'm doing and plan it accordingly, just to make sure that all my time is used well. So I think it's just about timetabling yourself and making sure that you have structured days and to-do lists and a planner and all of those things just to help you make sure that you get to go out with your friends, but you also get to do the work that you have deadlines for. Yeah.
Practical engineer here, actually. The challenges resonate with me, but for the people amongst us today who are considering a career or studying certain subjects at school, what would you say are the things that they can do to kind of investigate that interest?
I think definitely look into Small Piece. I think of all of the courses that I did, Small Piece was the one that not only gave me a bit more of an insight, but also connected me with other people who are looking into going into engineering. Obviously, I'm not sure if you guys are allowed on LinkedIn now, but I think the age has changed to 13.
We encourage the students to do it lower sixth form, but actually, yes, you can as a younger person sign up for it's 14 or 15.
I mean, obviously with parental supervision. It's kind of a professional network where you can talk to people from different professions, and I think it's really important to kind of get the ball rolling with that. If you know someone, an auntie or uncle or family friend that is in a particular role, I think it's important to talk to them, find out about it, see if you can go in and see what their job is like, but definitely don't leave it till sixth form to try and start deciding what you want to do, because then when UCAS comes, you're just going to be stressed. So I think definitely start looking around now and start using your contacts now and be selfish with your education and with your life, because it is yours. And yeah.